this for the athletic community. Well, I'm Chance Avon. I play football for Charleston State, and I guess my experience with it, I probably went 80 to 90% raw. I still need some meat in my diet. And with that, I mean, I was always stressed about things, worried about unnecessary problems. And I guess everyone, when you go through the cleanse, has a barrier you hit. There's a wall where you're just like, God, I can't do this anymore. But you just keep doing it. You keep doing it from all the support and everything. And then once you get through that wall, it's like you just, it's infinite energy that I have. I feel like I can do anything, no matter what. And my athletic ability has also improved a whole lot. I guess I've always been trying to gain weight and gain all this muscle mass, and I've lost a lot of speed. I couldn't jump as high. Well, yesterday I was in the gym. I've been playing basketball. I haven't picked up basketball in a year. Not saying I can play or anything, but everyone started dunking or whatever, and I was like, I haven't even tried this in forever. Well, I go up for first time, I dunk it, and like I've never really ever got a clean dunk. I'm a white guy, I can't tell. But I consistently kept getting that high, and getting that high, and I felt like I could fly. So I mean, everything with me is about performance, and I guess raw food. If I could get this out to every athlete and introduce this to every athlete, like this is my goal being up here, is to get raw foods out in the athletic community, because I've talked to all these dietitians and everything, and everyone's like, no, you need 60% carbs, 30% protein, and 10% fat. And no, that's not the way to go. The way to go is all raw foods and maybe a little bit of meat every now and then. And
I just want to back up what he said. I've been in and out probably for the last 15 years of this, fallen off the wagon, but I think that what this has done for me is like listening to Dr. Heflin talk and the first guy, Summers, and everybody. It's reinforced that you can do this. So I'm going to keep doing it because your family says, no, you need calcium. Your doctor says, no, you need calcium, you need milk. So I'd always doubt it and then go back and, no, you got to have milk, you got to have this, you got to have that, you have to have proteins. And because of this, and because everybody's doing this, and I feel great myself, I'm going to keep doing it. And so what I appreciate is the education that went on this week and the scientific education, because that's what I need. I just can't say, oh, it's great, and I have to have a reason, and I want to thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Ford Renfro, and I've been eating all raw foods, I guess, the whole time. And first off, I feel like I could fly. No, it's been, honestly, probably the most energy, the most amazing 2 days of my life. Like last night, we were at Barefoot, and I drank like 4 or 5 orange juices and all types of food, and then I went and met with Chance, and I was like, let's go, we gotta go out, I can't sit still. And we went to a party, we were in the garage, we were just raving, techno going. Nice. The whole party stopped and just watched us. And
it was just me and him.
Yeah, it was I felt like we were on another level, and everyone just stopped. And after we were done, the music stopped, and like, hey, come on, I want to get what you're on, like, let's go to the truck, what's happening? I was like, you're out of there, your level's out of there. And I told you, I get high every day, but I don't get high on weed or drugs. I get high on carrot, rabbit food, and juice. No, it's been great. I met Paul in July. Stephanie introduced me to him, and I pulled my hip flexor. And I was like, man, I've been battling a hamstring injury all spring, and I was like, it was right before the season, this can't happen. And I thought it was going to be like a couple-week injury, and I went to Paul, and he was like, yeah, well, if you're open-minded and you want to hear what I have to say, like, I can heal your body in 3 days. I was like, what? Like, okay, so he's like, just don't eat meat for 3 days, eat all fruits for 3 days, and see what happens. Drink a lot of water, and he taught me how to be like consciously aware of your body's innate wisdom to heal and just its ability in general. And 3 days later, I came back, I didn't do anything. I was fully back, running, full speed, and then I got on the hang clean, and I hang cleaned 30 more pounds than I ever did in my life, out of nowhere, and I hadn't done anything in 3 days. And then that just set me on my journey, and I'm still going. It's helped me tremendously in my whole life, like my family. My dad's an ex-jock. He actually played for the Cowboys. Coincidentally, we're in this little dome, and he's just a meat protein.
I am Dawn from Grand Prairie, Texas, which is between Arlington and Dallas. And I stayed up to 1 in the morning writing everything that was just pouring out of my heart. I never thought I would be up here sharing a small sliver of my life with you all. The old me would have just chilled in the audience, listening to everyone else. But the new me is bold and outspoken, sort of. I wanted to share a little of my raw journey before I get to what I really want to say. In March of 2010, I was 280 pounds. I drank Pepsis like they were water, ate whatever appealed to me, I didn't exercise, and was depressed because of the way I looked. I was disgusted at myself. My size affected my health and my intimate life mainly. On March 15th, 2010 was the beginning of my new journey. When I stepped off that scale, that was the last day of my addiction to Pepsi, junk food, and lack of exercise. I began shopping at Whole Foods, I started incorporating more fruits and vegetables, and I still ate some chicken from time to time, but I thrived on salads. This was before I even knew what raw veganism was. I also began exercising either at the gym or power walking outside. From March 15th to July 15th, 2010, I had released a total of 61 pounds. It was in July that I discovered Dan McDonald, the Life Regenerator. I love Dan the man. I would love to meet him one day. And thus began my journey with raw foods. I began buying every raw book known to man, I devoured every YouTube video, and read articles online until the computer screen was a blur. I knew this was the way to live. Between July and October 2010, I released an additional 44 pounds, making my total weight loss in 7 months 105 pounds. I was at 175 pounds. My goal was to get to 150 pounds, and I figured that was a comfortable weight for me. So can you guess what happened next? I got comfortable and complacent at where I was. And it all started with eating a bunch of cooked vegan food, which in turn led me back to the standard American diet. No Pepsi, though. March of 2011 was my second time going raw. I weighed in at 193.2 pounds, so I put on 18 pounds in 5 months. I have no recollection how long I stayed raw or if I even lost anything. It didn't last, though, and I don't remember why. July of 2011 was my third attempt going raw. I don't know how much I weighed, but I think it was around 233 pounds. I was only able to go raw for 2 weeks because we had no money. Summer months are the hardest for me and my husband. In those 2 weeks, though, I released 17 pounds. And here we come to my fourth and final time raw. November 13th, 2011. It was a Sunday morning. I was getting ready for church. I stepped on the scale. It read 248.6. I had gained 73.6 pounds back. I was only 30 pounds away from being 280 pounds again. I looked in the mirror, and instead of crying or feeling sorry for myself, I said, "Girl, this is it. You are going to nail this thing to the raw food wall." That morning, I was late to church. My church is 45 minutes from my house, because I stopped off at Jamba Juice to get my first smoothie of the day. It has been 21 days back to living vibrant foods, and I've released about 19 pounds, 4.5 inches from my waist, 3 inches from my bust, and I'm now weighing in at 229 pounds. I'm pretty sure I lost an inch or two in my hips since my skirts fit better too. I power walk twice a day for an hour each time, and I really should get back to rebounding. This information really has nothing to do with what I really want to say. I just want to encourage you that if you fall off the raw wagon, don't go stuff yourself at Sonic Burgers and feel sorry for yourself. Just make the next bite raw. That's from Susan from Raw Rehab. Yep. I came to Stephenville this Friday, excited and optimistic and a bit curious about my appointment with Artemis. When I got off the phone with him Thursday night after making the appointment, I got on Raw Food Rehab and said, "Oh my God, what am I getting myself into?" Between Friday and today, I am leaving here with a heart full of love, gratitude, humility, and a new lease on life, one that expresses my creativity and uniqueness. You see, I was about to join an Amish-type church. Yes, I actually do wear the traditional plain dress and head covering. I've been going through the instruction classes leading up to baptism, which actually would be taking place later this month. For months, I've had no peace or rest about the decision. I felt like I was being put in a box, and if I broke one of the rules, like having the internet or listening to instrumental music, my hand was slapped and I was shoved back in that box, that little space I was confined to. Week after week, I would still take the instruction classes and attend faithfully, but my heart was long gone from it. I haven't been able to tell them the truth because I don't want to let them down. I also don't want to sit there for 2 or 3 hours while they quote scripture to me about everything I like that's me. This is me. The colorful knee-high socks, a comfy skirt and top, all glittered up. I love to sing, I love to play guitar, I love to go to theme parks and fairs, which are forbidden in that church. I love 80s music, it's the best era of music. And I love to go to concerts, among other things. And I love my church family dearly. They remind me, like all of you, sincere, humble, compassionate, and kind. But I just cannot join. I would be miserable. What does this all have to do with anything? My session with Artemis allowed me to find my voice, to not be fearful, and to feel safe and be secure in my world. I wish Artemis would come with me when I have to stand before the bishop. Because it would bring a lot of comfort and help for me, because it's a scary thing to do for me. So seeing Frank's DVD last night, my heart just burst with love for him. We all have a little piece of Frank in us. I hope to give him one more hug before I head back home, as well as Artemis, Penny, Paul, and those who have shown me much kindness. I have awakened emotionally and spiritually to a new level in my life, thanks to people who love and care unconditionally for each other.